Michelle Milet.
Hello, Evan Stern. It's so nice to see you for the first time today. This is a brand new interaction.
It's a really good first interaction. We definitely didn't have an interaction just before this, which you deemed unacceptable.
Unsalvageable. Well, there was a lag. I was like complaining about my little blood test today. No one cares about that. No one wants to hear that. And we have a really exciting episode coming.
We do. Yeah,
we really
really
do.
exciting guest. So, as you know from the title, Sarah Gadon's going to be here. Mm-hmm. Sarah's one of the coolest people I know, period.
Yeah.
This is the kind of stuff that I can't say to her face, so I'll say it now. One of the coolest people I know.
I think you might want to say it to her in a little intro. No, you can't.
I'll never tell her she's one of the coolest people I know. That's so corny. Because it's such a specific thing. Like, I'll say she's talented. I'll say she's beautiful. I'll say all the other stuff. But cool. You tell someone they're cool to their face. Oof, that's tough.
Right. Yeah. How
do you respond to that?
You know,
as someone who gets told they're cool all the time.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
cool.
I think it's especially because you and Sarah are genuinely friends. You're not just like a fan of hers. So it feels like even weirder to say that. You know, it's different if you're like more of an acquaintance. Like I feel like I could, well, no, I know her too well to say that as well. I'm like, is there ever a situation where that's appropriate? You're the coolest person I know.
I say people are cool who I like barely know because like obviously they've kept like a level of distance from me and mystique. Yes, exactly. People don't keep mystique very long from me. Because I am insufferable about getting to know people.
Especially online.
I'll just be like, I'll dig in. You're not going to be cool for long. I'm going to learn everything about you. So
I want to know your childhood. Are your parents still together? Do you have any siblings? Oh, you're an only child. I could tell. Things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. The kids are calling it aura now, which drives me fucking bonkers. Like, I don't get this. I hate it. This is this is my haters corner right now.
Okay, go for it.
Aura. The kids on the internet, these darn kids, using the word aura farming to describe someone who's like being cool at an event and just like very aloof and just like kind of standing there and like taking on aura. They're absorbing. That's what they're calling it, aura farming.
Aura farming.
Yeah. So there's
thought that aura farming is somebody who's like trying to figure people out like you. You know what I mean? Like you're trying to like get
like a farmer.
Yeah.
See this? Okay. See, this is what the kids take note. Michelle Milet is onto something. A farmer reaps and sows. A farmer isn't just fucking sitting there going like.
They're not just observing. They're working. No. Farmers are the hardest working people.
You know what it is?
What is it? Barley or what is he saying?
Barley's heavy. Alfalfa. Barley. You know what it might be is like the kids think of farming as more like solar and wind, and those are static and they just absorb things. Wow. So that's a kind of farming. Whereas you think of farming as a dude out there in his overalls, like bending over at 4 a.m. Yeah. Bending over at 4 a.m. Wait. You know what I mean by that.
Reaping
right?
and sowing.
Reaping and sowing. Girl.
Yeah, I guess that's wow, that's a very good point. That this may be a real generational divide of our generation's version of farming versus where they're just thinking like solar panels on the roof, just absorbing everything is farming.
Yeah,
it just feels a bit like a stretch.
I don't know.
To me, like an aura farmer, I would think it was like somebody who's like almost like an energy vampire.
Oh, so that's kind of cool. Energy vampire, I think, is a term that doesn't get used nearly enough.
And it's so accurate.
Oh, it's so accurate. When you meet an energy vampire, you're like, fuck, this person is the worst type of person. Like, I truly, and I know a few, and man, you could feel the sap. It's so
they're
intense.
Suckling off the teat, and it's
and it's not like
genuinely draining.
Yeah, and I don't get it, and I never know what's happening until it's too late. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you've let them in.
Yeah, I let them all the way in, and I'm like halfway through a sentence, and I'm like, "What am I talking about?"
Yeah.
Why am I so tired?
Why am I so tired? Yeah.
Why is this person so boring? What's going on? No one's boring to me.
forget where I heard this. And so please don't put any stock in this. This is just a thing I'm about to say with absolutely no data backing it, which is what I love to do.
This is my favorite Michelleism.
Yeah. Where I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to just pass this on for some reason. Yeah. But somebody out there said that like a good indicator if somebody is an energy vampire for you, like not a fit for you energetically, is not so much even in the moment or directly after, but if you hang out with somebody and the next day you're like absolutely exhausted, zapped, that's an indicator that they're just like not, and it doesn't mean that they're a bad person. It just means that they're not like for you.
Interesting. I would like to put it to our audience. If you are an energy vampire out there and you self-identify and you know that you sometimes can do this, I'd love to hear. Oh, here she is with her pretty pink headphones.
Gosh, look how cute you are.
Oh my God, so cute.
Oh my God.
She's cute.
I can't believe how cute you are. You're even wearing a crimson lip. This is huge.
This is my natural lip.
Of course
No,
it
it's
is.
not.
Yes,
Of course it is.
This is my natural lip.
And that's your natural hair color, isn't it?
Yeah, it totally is my natural hair color right
She's
here.
a natural blonde right here.
I think there's natural in my hair color like right here.
Right here.
You're not a natural blonde though, for real?
No, I'm not. I mean, I was when I was a kid. Isn't that what all?
So then,
isn't that what we all
that's
say?
the thing. That's the thing. I was like kind of like a dirty blonde. My hairstylist is like, hey, cool. Congratulations. Foil everywhere.
Michelle, it's so nice to see you.
It's been a really long time. Like Evan, just give us a sec, babe. Yeah. No, it's
let the women have a minute here, Evan. Okay, thank you.
Okay,
how are you? How is life
for you?
I would like to see you. Can we hang out when you're in Toronto?
Yes, I'm coming tomorrow for a week for the Canadian Screen Awards. Are you going to be there?
I'm not going to be there, but I will be here, and I would love to see you.
Okay, well, let's all figure out a little.
I feel like Evan should host a dinner, and it's kind of fucked up that he hasn't already offered.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I might not be at the Canadian Screen Awards either, so I will.
Why?
Because I forgot to get a ticket, and then I reached out, and I was like, I'd love to sit with the Letterkenny block since we're nominated, and they're like, sorry, there's a wait list.
That is so.
What? That is so. Screen
classic.
Awards,
Yeah.
I was like, to the one of the 7 nights of the Canadian Screen Awards. Oh my God. Okay. Interesting.
Are you guys feeling excited about this? This will be your last tenor at the Screen Awards.
Right.
Yeah. And then I'm never invited again.
Right. I thought last year was the final season, so I think we were all a bit like, oh wow, it's still, because it feels like Letterkenny is literally
back from the
dead. Like Letterkenny's like, why are we even going? But anyways, it's gonna be fun. I'm also just excited to like come to Toronto. Kayla Lorette, who you just worked with, is like one of my best friends.
I know
we're working on some projects, so we're gonna like carve out some time. Do you know her friend Tom Henry? He's a stand-up.
No.
He's hilarious. Anyways, he has a podcast. I'm going to go on his podcast. We're going to record. It's going to be good. It's going to be like nice to come. But I'd love to see you.
Professional. She says, okay, when you don't know someone, I can't believe that you say you don't know them. I just pretend I know everyone. If she'd ask me, do you know Tom Henry? I'd be like, yeah, he's hilarious. Like,
here's the thing.
Hilarious.
I actually might know him, but my memory is so shit these days that.
Well,
is it the baby brain?
Baby brain.
Sure.
Do you hate when people say stuff like that?
No,
do you hate that?
No, because everything they say
Should
about.
we call you Mama for the entire interview?
Yeah, call me Mommy.
Emma.
Call me Mommy.
Talking to Emma
The
Hunter,
way you said that chilled me to my core. Mummy. Wow.
Actually,
my intro for Sarah, like what's happening?
My daughter, my daughter says Mama like this. She goes, Mama.
So
that's how you will refer to me
yet?
for the rest of this podcast.
Understood.
Oh my God.
We will. That kind of makes sense that she's got some intensity to her. A bit of
demonic.
drama,
a little bit of Sarah, if you will.
A little bit of drama, a little bit of Sarah.
Sweetest, nicest guy.
He's so nice. Like when I met him, I was like, what's his deal? Why is he so fucking nice and tall? I didn't get it. I hated him at first because he's so nice and tall. And then you're a little gremlin.
I know. I am.
For those of you who don't know Sarah,
sure.
I know she presents this like very elegant, from the outside, you're like, wow, elegant
even.
movie star or whatever.
No, I'm a messy.
There's a
monster
reason that you got cast as a
creature.
skid. We'll say that.
Yes.
We will say that. Okay, Evan, take us in. Here we go.
Okay. Our guest today, this is gonna. Our guest today is one of the most talented actors to ever grace us on Letterkenny, for sure.
By far.
Appears in so many countless interesting and fantastic movies.
Everything.
From Enemy to Dracula Untold to one of my personal favorites, a Toronto classic, What If, or the F Word, depending on if you guys
depending on
know
which
it.
distributor you have.
Exactly. What the hell was that about? I want to get into that. Also, going as far back as voices, like if you're an Ontario classic, Redwall. I don't know if you guys remember the Redwall show.
Yeah.
But the voice of the mice and the, this is an incredible, this is a deep catalog we got going on here. So we got a real pro in.
Wow.
And new mom, but most importantly, fantastic bowler, Sarah Gadon.
Yay. Thank you so much for being here on Spare Parts. This is so nice. It's just
my gosh.
It's really nice to see you. It's been so long.
I know. It's an honor. Yeah. You know, I always felt like it was such an honor to be on Letterkenny because you guys were like, I don't think people realize, and you're like, yeah, that's why we're doing a whole podcast. You would shoot an episode in like 3 days or some shit like that. Like this is
you
like
got thrown into the fire.
Olympic level acting. Like this is crazy. This is crazy. You know, people like complain when they're like, oh, we're doing like 10 pages a day. And you guys were shooting like a third of an episode. It was, I'd never seen anything like it.
You hold the record though. One of those days in the basement, we did 27 pages.
I know.
And it was a day with you.
It's crazy.
We did 27 pages in the basement and you were like, what's happening?
I was like,
we're going to another
on?
scene?
I'm scared. I'm scared. I would go up to Sudbury for like 1 week and they'd be like, well, we shot the entire season. I was like, what the hell? It was, people don't understand what crazy, like Olympic level athlete actors you guys
Keep going.
You guys are, and what you did on that show. Like, I'm glad that I could come on this podcast
again.
and tell everybody because it was incredible. And you rehearsed like all the skids, like we rehearsed. It was like theater. We were like running our lines. You guys were drilling me super hard. I cried a little bit one night. No, but it was just like you really, like you guys were really, you and Tyler were like really intense. And
yes,
and
especially Tyler, let's be honest.
But it was like really fun because I never get to really do that much comedy. And it was a real treat. Like one time, I
can't believe you don't do more comedy.
Thanks,
yeah, I'm actually shocked by that.
I ran into this guy that I knew from like my childhood outside of a coffee shop, and he was like, "Man, I was talking about you the other day. We were like, why is everything you do so sad?" It's like,
right?
Yeah, I'm like,
Alias Grace isn't a comedy.
I'm like, I guess I do play a lot of traumatized women. I guess.
Yeah, there's some through lines there.
Anyways, it was a treat to be with y'all up there. It was lovely.
Yeah, what did Michelle was saying this the other day? What did Jacob say to you to trick you into coming on the show? Like, what was his?
This is my question. This is my big question.
Yeah.
Because like Letterkenny, when you came on, it was still pretty early days, like relatively speaking.
I'll tell you, I'm going to be so honest.
Thank you.
I'm going to be
I've been wondering for
so
years.
honest. So, well, you know, I've been friends with Jacob for a long time, and he's filed away in like the people who anything he asks me to do, I will always just do for him because that's the kind of friend I am. Like if a friend is like, you got to do this, I'm like, I'll do this. I was dating a really snobby guy at the time, and Jacob said, would you be into coming and doing this part on Letterkenny? And the guy that I was dating, he was like total classic, like film snob bro guy.
Cinephile?
Yes, he's a cinephile, like husband's poster, all that shit. He was like, you absolutely can't do that. You absolutely can't go on that show. And I was like, all right, well, he sent me the first 2 seasons because the first 2 seasons were out. And we sat on my couch and we watched the first 2 seasons and we laughed our fucking asses off. We laughed. We were crying. And he looked at me and he was like, this show is brilliant. And I was like,
wow.
I know.
This is making me happy.
And I was like, yeah, like sign me up. I mean, I would have done it if it wasn't brilliant, but it was just like no
maybe
offense.
not.
I would have done it if it wasn't brilliant. But I just like those first 2 seasons were just like, they were so funny. They were unlike anything I'd ever seen. And they were just so, I just love things that are just so, they catch a moment where they're just so original. And it was, it was just so brilliant. So then I was like, yeah, I'm going to go and do this. Let's do it.
Wow.
And then Jacob's like, so you're going to be a clown named Gae.
Yeah.
And you're going to also be tying up Stuart the second you meet him for sort of a sexual experience. And you were just like, okay. I just think it's so funny too, because I remember Jacob saying this to me, that you like got your schedule and you were like, I thought I was arcing on this season. He's like, oh, you are. And you're like, but I only have 3 days.
Yeah. They're like, we're going to shoot
like,
75 pages in those 3 days. And I was like, oh my God, okay.
It's so great. Such an ask.
It was an amazing season, though. It was a really fun, I had a really fun time.
I mean, it was so hard for me to keep a straight face because you guys are so funny. I'm the worst. I'm the person that always breaks. I'm the easiest person to break. Yeah. Once I break, I can't come back from it. I can't come back from it. I'm like peeing my pants. Someone just like looks at me and I'm just like, I know. Dead.
I think it's the next episode we watch actually. There's a scene where we're both on the couch, you and me. I don't know if I crawl towards you or something, but you could not keep it together. And at some point, Jacob was like, we're done.
Yeah, he's like, we're done.
They just moved on and they just didn't do the scene because it was just like...
impossible.
But it made it so much more fun. I mean, like people always ask us like, who laughs the most on set? Like, how do you guys not break? We didn't really break. Like Tyler and I Tyler and I don't though. We're so serious.
Yeah, you guys are really hard to break. Acting. Yeah, you guys, you're unbreakable. The two of you,
pretty much.
It's not fair.
Yeah. So it's nice to have you on set though, as someone who is like giving us some, a response.
Don't talk down to me. Don't talk down to me like that. You're just like, it was nice to have someone, not as talented.
It's nice to have a fan.
Be around to just remind us that like,
you know what, garbage actor.
We got into this for fun. That's why we did it in the beginning.
It's for the joy. It's for the joy of acting. Yeah, it's for play. We love to play.
I'm not hosting this dinner party anymore.
I think you are, and I think you want to take us to that place where there are frozen watermelon Negronis.
Yeah, I do.
Have you heard about this, Sarah? There's a place.
Where?
I'm curious.
This week on Friday, they're starting their frozen watermelon Negronis. Pretty stoked.
Is this where you're going to take us when Michelle's in town and we're all having this nice dinner together?
Uh-huh.
Yes. They also have a drink on the menu that they're bringing on that I have been ordering there
I know what the place is. I know what it is.
You do.
I know what it is, but you don't want me to say it, right? Because then people will know your
he's
spot.
Gatekeeping. He's gatekeeping.
Listen, it's already getting too busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll tell you this. It was Max's birthday on the weekend, and I called that place.
Happy birthday.
No one even picked up.
No, of course not.
That's how busy that place is. They saw your
name. They saw... They were like... This has gotten so mainstream. Sarah's you're really good at doing that stuff though, like marketing like local businesses. When you like something, you let people know about it. I feel like you help people out. And I'm sure you get like a deal from like skincare.
That's what people say about me. Oh, that's Sarah Gadon. She really helps people out.
Yeah. She really big ups local business. That's
Yeah,
cool.
She does. But also,
just a
it's
Toronto
true, Sarah.
girl. Just a girl from Toronto.
She's a Toronto girl from real Toronto, born and raised.
Born and raised, right?
In Toronto.
Yeah, were you not, Evan?
Lawrence Park.
Yeah.
I'm from Oakville.
Oh, you're
originally.
from Oakville. Okay.
Which is the same distance as Lawrence Park from actual Toronto.
Whoa.
Let's be real. I'm
Do
sorry, but
not
let's
take
be
a
real for
highway to
second.
get to my childhood home, okay,
Okay,
pal?
but I could take the GO train to Union Station in less time than it would take you to take
That's
the
not-
fucking
Not in the
222
Toronto
to
I
Union.
grew up
Manson.
in. Not in the
What?
Toronto I grew up in.
Dude, what the one
Took
with
me
horse and
15
buggy?
minutes to get
Fucking get outta
downtown
here.
back in the day.
Whatever, dude.
No, it does
There was
not.
like 80 people living there.
Yeah.
You started acting, you were like a child actor. And I remember going to some award show like so many years ago where they did, do you remember, I think they did like a crazy long look at your career from the start. And it was like clip. And you were like a tiny child. And this was so long ago that I'm like, holy shit, you've been really out there for a long time. Like you were a child.
I'm old,
right?
man. I'm old.
No,
now.
that's not. I mean, like you started when you were like 5. It must have been.
No, I
Sarah
started
has a black
acting.
boy, though,
when
so she
I-
stays young.
I started acting when I was 10. So, yes, I have been acting for a
Yes.
very long time. And when I was a kid, I did a lot of animation. That's when I did, those were my Redwall days. It's like, you know,
Cool.
I did so much animation. And you know what's so crazy? I don't know if I can tangent here for a second. Is
From what to what? Go for
how I'm really concerned about children's programming in this country because someone just told me that I think it was Bell did not renew the Family Channel, and now there's no dedicated channel in Canada to Canadian programming. And like I think the head of content at TVO for kids programming just got laid off, and kids are watching YouTube, and they're not watching narrative, and we're all in the business of narrative. And
Right.
it's so crazy to think that there's a generation growing up not watching like narrative television or
Narrative
films.
Canadian television too, like narrative Canadian children's
Kids television
content was amazing.
Amazing. Like
It was amazing, formative.
Join In.
35
Do you remember
episodes.
Join In?
Yes.
Breaker High.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Polka Dot Door.
Student
Was that Canadian?
Bodies.
I don't.
My favorite,
so.
Freaky Stories from
Freaky
1997
Stories.
to
Oh my God.
1999. 35
I mean, Are You Afraid of
episodes.
the Dark?
I was on Are You Afraid of the
obviously.
Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Cute.
So
Was
was
Goosebumps Canadian?
our boy Jacob Tierney.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
A lot of talent started at Popular Mechanics for Kids.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know,
wow.
Alicia
Wait,
Cuthbert
it was.
and Jay Baruchel.
Does
wild.
anybody? I don't think this actually was Canadian, unfortunately, but I feel like this is one of those shows that every time I bring it up, everyone's like, "What?" It's like a fever dream. The Secret Life of Alex Mack.
Oh my God, I
Anybody?
love that show. And I talk about that show all the time because
Sarah.
there are so many
Okay.
times where you just want to melt into that
Melt
like
and go
chemical
the goo
and
yeah,
go somewhere
away,
else and then
go
form
explore
back up. Yeah.
and wear a backwards hat and an overall.
And
you're
yeah, how
like,
many
what are
times
the
have you been
guys?
trying to
Yes.
explain that show to somebody and then you pull it up on YouTube and you're just like, whoa.
Crazy. This is a crazy. She gets hit
Weirder
by
than
a
I
truck
thought it
full of
was.
chemicals.
Yes.
Canadian
Yes.
comedy and Canadian children's programming are two of our best things.
Peas in a
and
pod.
they should be forever. Yeah, because
Totally.
it lends one to the other.
Should we make a kids show?
I'd love to make a kids show.
That'd be
I
so
wanted to
fun.
reboot Freaky
Be so
Stories as a
fun.
live action. And also I pitched something to Jacob and he was so mad at me because I was like, oh, I want to do like an adult version of Are You Afraid of the Dark? Call it Midnight Society. And it's like, where are they now? Kind of thing.
Yeah.
He's like, once a week, some documentarian reaches out to me wanting an interview about Are You Afraid of the Dark? I'm like, whoa, okay. I'm
my
God.
sorry I fucking talked.
Most
Jesus.
scariest Are You Afraid of the Dark episode? Go.
Okay. This one,
Grandma
there was
next door in
yeah.
the haunted house was pretty
Grandma
bad.
Next
That was
Door
pretty
was
scary.
tough.
Mine, the sea captain who can never sleep when he falls asleep and the people who he
Haunting.
stole from come to get him fucked me up. I still think about that sometimes. I'm not even joking. Was the swimming pool Are You Afraid of the Dark or was that Goosebumps where they like pull you
That might
into
be
the swimming?
Goosebumps.
That might have been Goosebumps.
Yes, the swimming
And
pool was
Goosebumps is
Goosebumps.
also Canadian, no? Am I crazy here? Am I just making this up?
I don't know
feels
if
Canadian because of the
is.
Scholastic Book Fair.
The dog with the
God,
eyes feels very Canadian to me.
That does feel very deeply
The dog with the
Canadian.
eyes. Okay, here's a question I have for you, Letterkenny people.
Okay, I'm ready.
And this is going to come off really bad, actually. People are going to probably come for me.
Say it. I can't wait.
How come you all got dogs?
Oh,
is it like a trauma bonding
people
thing?
With feeling hearts, and we're not like you. We
I know, but
not need a creature in our lives to cuddle.
I've been on a lot of
isn't the
shows,
thing that brings us solace.
And every single person,
has a dog.
Got a dog. What's up with that? Can you unpack that for me? Did it happen all at the same time? Like you all did it. It was like a too close group of high school friends who all have babies at the same time. Right. That's how it feels like from the outside.
I sent a video to Sarah of my fresh puppy doing a voice. I was like, oh, it's a good boy. Oh, say hi to Sarah. She never responded to that.
That's the correct response.
I was like, this person hates dogs and now hates me. Very interesting.
That's
okay.
I don't
bring
to
this
be
up
that
now.
vulnerable.
This is fascinating. This is fascinating. Okay.
That's a very vulnerable move. I mean, the dog voices can get pretty bleak, so I understand not wanting to encourage more of that.
I had a condo meeting today and my dog walked by and no one could see my dog and I went, "Hello, beauty pageant winner." I didn't know I wasn't muted. No one could see the dog. And then no one said anything.
Yeah.
No one made it. No one was like,
we're just going to keep going through that.
They were just like, so anyways, the finances look pretty good.
But was it like one of you got the dog and then the other person was like, I'm going to get a dog. I'm going to get a dog. That looks great. I want a dog. Like, were you just in Sudbury for too long? Like, what happened here, guys?
We were there for too many summers. But also, I think, the casting process of Letterkenny was pretty remarkable. And the fact that, like, Jared did pick people. We had so many similarities and such a similar, like, vibe in a lot of ways. I don't know. Maybe it's just we are all dog people. And then...
Yeah. Which is why Sarah was cast by Jacob.
Exactly.
So
That's
that
the disconnect.
does make sense. Yeah.
The only pets I've had are cats.
I believe it.
That checks out. It
does. It really actually makes a lot of sense.
It actually makes a lot of sense.
I represent the cat population of the world on Letterkenny.
So
and that's a crazy bunch. It's a crazy bunch.
They're fine.
This is a lot of things are coming into focus for me.
Max is a dog person, okay?
No, I married into a cat family because he had two cats when I met him.
If he got a dog, he would lose his mind over a dog.
He had a dog when he was a kid, and I said to him, I was like, I want to get a dog. And he, don't look at me like that.
I don't believe you.
I wanted a dog my entire life. My parents would never get us a dog, never get me and my brother a dog. And then I met a cat man, so
there you go.
Met a cat man.
Well, I think in every relationship, one person, and this isn't preference of animal that you like, there's a personality type. Oh. You're a dog or a cat. I am the cat in my relationship, meaning I'm a bit like, more so. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then Connor is like happy-go-lucky. Thank God for him. Evan and Alana, I actually feel like you're the cat as well, and Alana's the sweet dog.
Yeah, I totally 100% agree with that.
Yeah, yeah.
Not even a question.
Yeah.
Sorry. Hey, I'm definitely the cat in my relationship, so we're all cats. We're all the cats.
Right. We're all cats.
We're all cats.
But that's maybe what I need a dog in my life so much to balance my cat energy.
Yeah.
Because she forces me to go outside and like talk to people. Otherwise, I wouldn't do any of that. Mm-mm. So maybe a dog would be great for you, Sarah, at some point. Maybe don't take it on while you have kind of a newborn.
Yeah,
it's
a
lot to have a dog, but at some point, it could be in your future.
Yeah. We'll see.
So this is something you've been thinking about. Well, I think
about the fact that you all got dogs all the time. I think about it all the time.
I've never thought of that, and now I feel like exposed in a weird way. I'm like, what is that about, actually?
There were multiple dog walkers on set.
Yeah.
Like, hired by production.
Yeah. No, I know. It was wild. I think about it often. I've got my own theories. I'm not going to share them.
Can you share one?
No.
Share one theory.
Well,
one theory.
She did say trauma bond was the first thing she said.
I really think there was something about, like, Sudbury is a crazy place.
Yeah.
And like, love y'all who are from Sudbury, but
of course,
during the pandemic, Sudbury got wild and scary.
Mm-hmm. We also you and I shot like downtown, like the Skids basement is like downtown.
It was
Sudbury.
Scary, man.
No, yeah, where you guys shot, especially in these earlier seasons, was not chill. Or like the gas station that we used to shoot out front of was like
wild.
It was not the safest,
and we
on
got
location.
North Bay, love. Be in North Bay anytime. Sudbury really scares me.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
When I shot in North Bay, I felt like, I was like, man, this is like Sudbury packed into one street.
It's like Sudbury Cottage Edition.
Okay, right. That's true. And did you go swimming in Lake Nipissing at all?
I don't know.
There's the thing where you have to go 3 feet out, or else you're going to get the Lake Nipissing itch. It's a really specific bacteria that just exists along the shoreline of Lake Nipissing, and it like gives you a rash all over your body. So everyone who's local knows you have to like get past the itch to swim in the water.
That's shot disgusting. In North Bay during the shad fly season.
I was going to ask about shad flies. Don't they smell like fish?
Those are unreal out there.
I was like no one prepared me.
You can imagine.
For it. I just kind of like got out of the hotel and we walked to my car and it was like the apocalypse. It was like
the locusts are here.
Bugs, I couldn't get in my car. I was like, this is crazy. This is terrifying. I've never seen anything like it. And all the locals were like, yeah, it's a shad fly. It's a shad fly. I'm like, what the fuck is a shad fly?
Yeah. Did you guys have outdoor shots as well?
Yeah.
Were there flies just like in your mouth and eyes?
Wild. I was like, this is insane. Anyways, that's why you all got dogs, okay?
Because of the trauma of Sudbury?
Trauma of shad flies. Because you're isolated in like a very intense place.
Yeah, for a long-ish
you're
period
working
of time.
Like maniacs. And I feel like you definitely got dogs to process your experience.
The show is also a dog.
Right.
Like there's a dog heavy show.
I know.
Maybe it was subliminal messaging on some point though, or at some point. And we also had puppies come to set every season. It was like we were being conditioned to like continue on the brand. It was Jared's master plan. He's like, and then they'll see us all getting actual dogs and they'll be like, they're just like their characters in Letterkenny. This is real. Let me go buy more merch.
Let me buy Popper's beer. Yeah,
exactly. I think it was, now I feel like, do I even love my dog?
No, your dog is a fucking industry plant. Yeah. This whole time.
She's always wired and like feeding.
I like this.
Damn.
I'm so glad we could finally talk about this because I think about it all the time.
What else do you think about all the time that you need to get off your chest?
Yeah, what are some things? Yeah, what are some Letterkenny memories? I actually want to ask you. I do want to interview you a little bit about your time on Letterkenny. I know it was a long time ago.
Why? I don't remember anything.
I know, of course not. Did you ever watch your episodes?
I did. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I did. It was like super hard to watch.
Is it because of the lip color?
No.
Did they put you in?
No, it was just because it was like, oh my God, this is crazy. To watch yourself is so hard, you know? And then I'm even more out of my comfort zone. I feel like it's not easy. I think it's important to watch your work if you want to learn as an actor.
Get better, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not, I don't think it's like an enjoyable experience.
Huh.
I agree. Sometimes it's been tough to learn in real time where you're like, why am I making that face all the time? My first horror movie I did, I'm not joking, I did this 15 times. When something scary was happening, I'd go, and the whole movie is me just, and it was like definitely me just kind of wanting to be like, I'm showing scared, but I'm kind of unsure of what face I should make. So I'm just going to cover half of it because I'm feeling nervous. And I'm like, I cannot believe they didn't edit that out or like go to someone else. It's just me doing this. So yeah, you do learn in real time, but it's a tough learn. Yeah, it's a tough tick to learn. Okay. And is Letterkenny the only comedy truly you've ever done?
I mean, What If? The F Word was very funny.
Yeah,
very funny
I feel like in terms of like a TV
it's a different kind of comedy.
Yeah. I think it is in terms of a TV show. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. That's wild. You're funny.
Thanks.
Yeah, you
when
are
I think of you,
Sarah.
you're a very funny person. You're not a serious person. Very rarely are you having serious discussions.
It's true. It's true.
It surprises me that you
is
don't
so surprising.
lean more into that. Yeah.
I actually sometimes I find it really taxing to do emotional work that I'm just like, sometimes I'm like, oh, I don't want to go there.
Like, do I have to be
I don't want to go there. I'm so happy.
Devastated woman.
I'm so happy.
A traumatized woman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, someone's got to do it.
Yeah, and it's you. Sarah
and she'll take the work, you know?
That or I play pregnant all the time. I'm pregnant in everything I do.
Your most recent show.
Yes.
Which hasn't come out yet. Tall Pines, right? Are we allowed to talk about that? Is
yeah,
that a thing that's been announced
called
and stuff?
Wayward now.
They changed the name.
Cool.
Very good.
I've played pregnant so many times that I have my own prosthetic belly that I take with me to jobs now. Because I had one made for Enemy.
What?
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
It's like
where do you keep your
Where
belly?
do you keep her?
In a box.
In your
like in a box. It was
with
like
all your other
in
costumes?
a box in my basement or in my garage, depending on where I was living. And it always starts like this. Wardrobe calls, and I'm like, yeah. So I have like a belly, a prosthetic belly. And they're like, oh, okay, well, you know, we've got some options, but yeah, bring it in. And then we like start the fitting, and then I like show the belly, and they're like, oh, this is right. Well, this is really great.
You like a glove.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
It's probably thousands and thousands of dollars, right? It's a fancy belly.
So it started off as a prosthetic torso, breasts, and stomach that I wore in Enemy, and so and I have this like I'm in the shower, so you like kind of see it, and it was like glued onto my body. And then I used it on another show, and I can't remember. It might have been on Black Bear. They sewed it into a bodysuit. And then I used it on this Quibi show that I did after that. And then I used it again on something too. And then I used it most recently in Wayward.
What do you think about you says pregnant?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I have played pregnant so many times. And it was really hard before I had a child because I really wanted to have a child. So I'd be like carrying around my prosthetic belly from job to job.
You're taking little pictures of yourself
like
in the mirror.
Putting it on. Pretending to be pregnant all day, taking it off.
Well, you were manifesting.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Has it changed? Because I know you brought your child to set when you were doing Wayward. Like, is it changed? Like, has the belly changed for you, perspective wise? Are you like, now that I've done this, like, I know what it's like to be pregnant.
Felt like I was like, I can't get rid of this belly because it's like I'm pretty superstitious. So I was like, if I throw it out, like that's going to be such bad.
You're superstitious?
Oh my God, yeah, I'm really superstitious about stuff.
Okay, Evan, no, because I'm
smart like a witch. Okay,
exactly. But Sarah, that just jogged my memory. Remember when we were shooting one of the seasons that you were on, or the second season, I was saying that I was getting like really fucked up dreams, and I just said it to you in passing, and then you got me Palo Santo to like sage my place.
Yes, that's for sure something I would do for you. I'd be like, you gotta.
And it was so nice. I really appreciated that.
Like, honey, you're in Sudbury. You gotta get the demons out of here.
No, you do. You have to sage if you're in Sudbury. Everybody take note.
But yeah, no. So I never wanted to throw out the belly because I was like, that would be like throwing out a child or something. So then I kept it in my garage or my basement from job to job. And then finally I had a baby. And then on Wayward, like the wardrobe department was like, what do you want after this season? They were like, what do you want? And I was like, I don't care. I don't want it. I'm not taking that thing back. I don't want it anymore. You have
smart.
it. Don't want it.
Wow.
Take it. God.
I get that. I get that.
That chapter of your life is over. The belly, owning your own belly is over.
Yeah.
Owning your own prosthetic belly is over.
Let them come up with it.
Yeah,
Also,
they can handle it.
You're moving from place to place right now. You don't need all that extra storage and stuff.
I was like, I don't want this belly.
This.
God.
Yeah.
What do you mean moving from place to place? You don't have to give your address, but
well, she's just in the process of like she's working on a place. She's moving.
I've been renovating.
She's been renting
a place, and so we're supposed to move in September, and so it's
a whole process.
It's a whole thing.
Okay. Okay, I'm excited to hear about it more in depth when I actually see you. Okay, so when is Wayward out?
I don't know if I'm allowed to say the date, but I'll say in the fall.
Okay. In the fall.
Great. With Mae Martin.
With Mae Martin.
A Canadian
Another
comedian.
funny person.
Another funny person. There you go.
Very funny person.
I don't think Wayward is particularly funny, though, is it?
It's not. It's not like
leaning
comedy.
Towards more thriller or serious kind of.
Yeah, but it does have its funny moments, and Mae is so funny, and I definitely Mae made me crack up so much and pee my pants a couple of times laughing.
Pee your pants a little bit?
Yeah.
Pee your pants in the prosthetic belly. So, hey, that makes sense.
Get rid of it. It was disgusting by the end. Yeah.
Soiled, yes.
Yeah.
Sarah, I've got a question for you. We have a segment on our show called Spare Hearts where we answer a question from our listeners about their love life. Would you like to give some people advice?
Yes, okay. I would love to do this.
This is great. This is very good. Evan?
Spare Hearts. Here's a question.
Okay.
Starting off with obligatory praise. Thank you so much. Love the pod. Love Letterkenny so much. My husband and I have rewatched it a minimum of 6 times and are rewatching it again with you guys right now. We went as the Dicks for Halloween one year. Yes, photo included. It's a great photo that nobody can see but me. It's really good. Okay. Anyways, I'm seeking job-related advice. I've been in the same job for 9 years. Same thing I've been doing since I finished my undergrad. Last year, I was an absolute fucking shit show in my office for many reasons, and I am so completely burnt the fuck out. Currently, I'm a child protection worker, and I love social work, not looking to change my profession. I'm finally ready to leave my role, and there is an exciting opportunity in the community opening up sometime this summer. I'm planning on applying and will more than likely accept the job if offered. What advice do you have for something like this, leaving something you've known for so long and transitioning to something similar, but also will have very different responsibilities? One big change is that I would be the only social worker rather than a part of a team like I am now. I'm slightly anxious about forming new working relationships and being new at something. Sorry there are no kinky bits for you. Maybe another time. Signed, a tartlet.
I'm always asking for kink stories because I want to spice it up. This is not a love question. This is a very life question.
No, but this is a good question for us because we're in a career where we change our working relationships constantly. Yeah. And you're always meeting new people and you're always forming new working relationships.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yeah. No, I totally agree. I was just I ran into some actors who live near me on the way here, and that's why I was kind of late for the podcast. And we were talking about that. It's so crazy that we're in this profession where we meet so many people. And I feel like as people age and they get older, they find themselves in these careers where they don't meet new people. And we're constantly meeting new people. Mm-hmm. So I feel like this is like a phased question in the sense that, number one, I would say, if you feel like you've been a bit of a shit show in the office and you're leaving this role and you're exiting this workplace, I would say make every effort to leave on good terms, because this is like a piece of career advice that I feel like everyone should have, which is you just never know where life is going to take you, and don't burn any bridges. No matter how rough the scenario was or what you think you'll never encounter these people again, just take the high road and leave with your name intact and leave in a good place. That's my first thing, right?
Oh, yes. It is very good advice. It's also just going to make you feel that kind of mentality builds confidence, because you did the right thing and that you kind of set a higher standard. And so at least you can live with yourself and you're not going to have those anxious nights of worrying if you said something or you're going to regret it. All of those things are really important and they can really chip away at you. So it avoids all of that, which is very good advice.
or you could get wasted on your last day and air all your grievances very vocally,
very publicly,
and just and point, fuck you, you're cool, fuck you.
Right.
Don't do that.
Because that might feel good too.
It's also like, maybe you don't go after social workers and you work with child protective services, like the hardest job on the planet, like such a tricky
I heard
job.
you on your calls. You suck.
Oh my God. So stressful. I mean, it's not like that line of work. Thank you for doing that line of work. It's so hard. So like, I mean,
what's your opinion on Canadian children's television?
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. But you're probably
Do you want
really
to consult on our show?
Yeah. Okay. Actually,
it's a good second job.
Send us a follow up. But if you're doing something like sidestepping, I mean, I wish I knew more details. Like, what do you mean you've been a shit show in the office? What is?
I imagine it's probably just like tired, burnt out. Because that's what
I feel like that's the
it's
kind of
like,
profession that has like a crazy high burnout rate.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why I'm just kind of like, also, I feel like we also have the kinds of jobs where we get burnt out because we have, there's so much burnout.
Yeah, why not?
And like, don't make any decisions from that place. Don't make any, don't just, it'll take you months to kind of come back from that. And you'll have perspective, which you can't have when you're inside of a burnout. And so just like get out and like leave on good terms. And then I would say, if you're going and meeting new people, to stay really open. And if you don't, if you're like coming from a team and you don't have a team there, I would say like build your support system outside of your workplace so that you don't have a big burnout. And that's something that I've found, as I've always like really cultivated as an actor, is like a really like grounded, rooted, consistent personal life and home. And I found that has been, especially when we enter like very chaotic work situations, it's been very like good for my mental health to be able to just like come home and have a good
people outside your
consistent
field
place
is also very helpful. It's helpful to have people who aren't part of like your team or whatever, who are like in a different profession or just different, and you have that. You have friends who aren't all actors, obviously, right, Sarah? Is that not?
Yeah, I mean, my husband is not in the industry, and that's like amazing because I'll come home and I'll be like, can you believe and he'll be like, yeah, that's rough. What do you want to have for dinner?
Right.
And I'm like, you're not gonna like sit up and complain about this with me all night long.
Yeah, it's just good to get outside perspective on anything, because it is like we can make our work life feel like it's the center of our universe. We spend a lot of our time working, so of course it's going to be important, but it's really nice to gain a little bit of outside and also realize that it's maybe not your whole personality. But like being a social worker, being in that job is probably so consuming. Me going very similar to what we do. No, but like highly consuming, emotionally taxing work. So it makes sense you want to switch it up. So thankless.
So when are you guys going to the award show?
It's just nice. I just need a round of applause every 3 to 6 weeks. Okay.
Literally today, Tyler posted a picture of you, me, and Tyler. Sarah, you, me, and Tyler at CSAs. I was like, what the fuck? When was that even?
I love Tyler.
So cute.
Can we just have a moment for how wonderful? He's so great. He's just the best.
He's gonna love this part.
He really is good.
He's
such a great actor. He's such a great actor.
He's such
a great actor.
I was trying to remember what it was. There was something I was talking about, like how someone's really perverted as like an old man, and I was like, I don't have any friends who are like that perverted. And Alana goes, "What about Tyler?"
It's always Tyler.
Yeah, Tyler. Yeah. So
well, to get back to our lovely social worker, he's not
invited to the dinner.
Actually, he fucking better be. He better be.
He's got it.
He will be.
Okay.
Now there's the Bass Pro Shop.
Yeah. What do you think about
there
it?
There it is.
Do you like it?
Didn't we talk about this? You know what it is?
Okay. This when I saw you the other day.
Here's something about our neighborhood, Evan.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, Sarah.
It's like become this status thing that everybody is carrying around these Trader Joe totes.
Oh God!
Have you seen this?
I spend time in Los Angeles.
Yes,
Ew,
and I'm just like,
that.
get over it. I'm
That's
just like, get it out of here. And I have one, of course.
Well, yeah.
I carry a Summer Hill tote, if that makes you feel any better.
It's curated, almost as curated as the Bass Pro Shop hat.
Yeah, you're right. No, but I will say, okay, so most of the guys I run into who wear this hat don't shop at Bass Pro. I am a loyalty member. I do shop there a lot.
But
what are you buying there?
You don't fish,
all sorts of
Evan.
stuff, guys.
What are you buying there?
Everything you can imagine. I
He has
spend
a bag,
like a tackle box to
Pro.
put your video game cords in. Like,
Correct.
what are you buying there?
How dare? Okay, they're valuable cords. They need to be protected.
Some fishing lines you can tie up your video game cords. Like, what are you buying there, man?
I swear to God.
Sarah, have you seen that he has a
Whatever, dude.
hoodie and he took out the string and put like a little, I don't know.
Yeah, of course I saw that.
Cable.
She hates this stuff. Yeah.
God,
I was like,
yeah.
you're going to get electrocuted, man.
What are you talking about? What
It's a disaster. I mean, it's not. I could see you plugging it in though, just to like do a bit and it going really awry.
You're gonna
whatever, guys.
accidentally choke yourself or something.
Yeah.
You're gonna be careful.
You know what, Sarah? I'm happy. So I feel like we also had kind of a loose segment about Haters Corner, of just where you just get to say something you're just like not into. That was a perfect one.
wow.
The tote bags in your neighborhood from Trader Joe's as a status symbol is a perfect Haters Corner.
Oh my God, I hate it. Like, we were at the farmer's market. It's like Trader Joe. And I was just like, all of you hippies who care about the environment and your Trader Joe totes. I'm like,
I know. Hippies / love LA. Like, it's a bit,
slash like rocking your big box tote as like cred. It's just so weird to me. I don't like it.
I don't like it either. I don't like the sounds of it at all.
But you have to pick a different Haters Corner, Michelle. You can't pick the same one.
No, but we don't have to do one. I did one last time. You did one, and now Sarah did one. That's plenty of hate.
What's yours?
Oh,
okay, so
I
my
did
one.
aura farming. Sorry, I thought you were saying this guy before you showed up. Have you heard the children saying aura and aura farming?
No.
Oh man, you guys aren't on the internet at all. I don't understand.
Not as much as you, babe.
I'll go play my video games and Aura. Well, it's not going to make any sense to you guys anyway. So, Michelle, what's yours from last week?
I just said I sometimes find people that are comedians or who do a comedy show or something will all of a sudden put on their comedy voice. And it's kind of like, they're like, I'm weird. It's like that. And it's sort of, they're putting it on to be charming, but it's just like it's not adding up. I don't buy it.
It's like women and their Instagram voices.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. It's that.
Hey guys, I'm doing this now and I'm really excited and I'm super happy that I'm not going to put a lot of inflection in my voice. And
whenever I listen to either of your voiceovers, no problem. I'd be totally fine with that. I think it would be great. This is my day. This is me going to I'm getting on an airplane. Yeah, I'm flying first class.
Haters Corner. It's good to get it off our chest. It just is. It just feels good.
I love it.
Okay, well, Sarah, is there anything else that you want to, as we wrap this up, plug or talk about that you're excited about, that you have something? Do you want to share any feelings about us as humans or just the show or anything you want to kind of add as we?
I mean, I have to say my favorite memory, which I don't know if you want to put in the podcast or not.
We'll see.
Can't wait. Well, okay, let's hear it.
But like, I will say that being on Letterkenny was just as much fun being on camera as it was being off camera, because there was a lot of off camera shenanigans and partying and fun stuff going on. And you guys are all such fun people that it was never a dull moment. And I remember I finished all my work and I think I went to, like, Evan, you were living with like Dylan and like
Yeah.
Like all of the guys were like living together.
Yeah, probably at the lake house. Yeah.
And I had time before my flight, and you were like, just come over and hang out. And Dylan had an audition, and you guys were half in the bag. Like, or you were fully in the bag by this point. It was the afternoon, and it was for like a Disney movie. And he was, and I read with him for this Disney movie, and it was the funniest, most amazing afternoon watching him kind of drunk navigate his way to the self-tape for like to be like a Disney heartthrob. And he was like, oh no, like I'm better when I'm like a little drunk. I do my tapes when I'm like a little drunk, and I'm like better. And I was like, really?
Huh. Okay.
And so we made this tape.
He probably did book it.
It was gold, like chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And I was like, that was the most fun I've ever had making an audition tape ever in my life.
Yeah, I remember.
God bless this Disney prince.
You helped me with an audition or two.
I feel like I went up there and I basically just read with everyone.
Yeah.
Like I read with everyone, and I'm like a bit of a self-tape queen. Like it's like kind of my thing.
Yeah.
So
well, you were kind of bossy. I remember you. Were
I like
you're
read.
Get
I
your
was
trailer.
like,
we're doing it right now. I was like, what?
Yeah, I was like, we're doing this now, and like I read with so many of you guys. I feel like as much as I might have done like 27 pages in one day, I probably did like 27 self-tapes for
At
you
least,
people.
yeah.
God, we
like
really put you to work. Holy
No,
yeah,
she
you
was
really
like,
did.
she was like, you're gonna book this. You're gonna book this. Like you were like very. Now that I hear about your superstitiousness, I believe that you actually have this kind of manifesting ability. You do this.
It was really fun.
Like,
Okay, well, I need to do a self-tape with you sometime.
It's fun. It's a lot.
Call me up, man. I have
She
a,
wants
I
you
have
to
a
take
whole...
risks.
Okay, no, this is good because I feel like I'm in a self-tape rut. So this is good.
Yeah.
You know what? I was feeling that a little bit too. And then it's funny, those same actors that I ran into on my way here, we were talking about the Zoom audition, and I was like, I'm just like doing them because I feel like I was very afraid of them.
Yeah, I wasn't doing them before. Yeah.
And now I'm just like, I've got to get over this weird performance anxiety. But at the same time, I have like no reference for what the fuck looks good or works on a Zoom audition. And I'm like, I need to be a reader so I can see what they see.
Yeah.
So I can understand. Cause like, I feel like a big part about being an actor was when you would have an opportunity to like be a reader in an audition. Mm-hmm. And then like you see people audition. And it like, for me, those were always like huge breakthrough moments where cause I also feel like auditioning is kind of built for extroverts, and I'm not an extrovert. So like, I always feel very self-conscious in auditions. So that I always found like, oh, when I was a reader, I was like, oh, it really demystified things for me. And now I feel like it's like mystified again with Zoom. And I'm like, what is this? Like,
totally.
what's going on?
Yeah.
My eyes like
awkward.
I know. There's a lag. And what do you do when there's a lag? Like, it's crazy.
It's crazy. Speaking of, Sarah's literally frozen again. Look at this.
Oh, man. I'm so sorry.
You're good. Are you kidding me? Oh, look how clear your camera is right now. Is that your
know.
phone?
Okay. Yeah, this is my phone. So I just have to apologize. I just have to say.
No.
The house that we live in is a very vertical house that is completely kind of open. And my daughter is sleeping on the second floor, and our office is on the third floor above her. And it's just like I couldn't be in the office, so I'm in the basement right now.
Okay. Yeah.
You know what? I think the audio is perfect. I think the video is perfect. I think you're perfect.
I think it's perfect.
But my computer is like just kept dying, and it was plugged in, and it was still dying.
Longer than any of our episodes ever are.
Yeah, I'm really just enjoying hanging out with you.
I know.
This is great.
And Connor, who's my boyfriend, who you'll meet at some point, he's a very talented editor, and he does all of our editing. So he's gonna
amazing.
He's gonna make it.
I was actually gonna ask, like, this is so pro. How are you guys doing it?
Wow, that's nice, Connor.
Connor.
Yeah,
because we're both sleeping with Connor, and so,
and that's just like what works for us. You know.
Tell me, can I just hear quickly about Connor? Is he relatively new? Is he old? Is he what?
We've been together for like over 2 years, just over 2 years.
Okay.
He's the best. He's a musician. He's a producer. So he's like an artist guy, but he's not in our industry, which I feel
love that.
Really happy about. Sorry, no offense, Evan and Alana.
Well, you guys are kind of an anomaly.
You are. Dating an actor. Have you ever dated an actor?
I have dated an actor. I have dated actors, like small stints with actors.
It's not the vibe, I don't think. So Connor's great.
No.
He's
I always
the best.
I dated a couple of actors who were like pretty well known, and they were so annoying about it.
Oh, they were like,
I can't go anywhere. I'm like,
you
can't
go
go anywhere.
Get, like tables.
I'm like, just go somewhere. Like, what are you going to do? Spend the rest of your life and like, going out the back door of places? Like,
it's like, you're fine.
Get out of here.
Connor's also younger than me, which is a new.
Max is younger than me.
Sarah, proud of us. Very proud of us.
Connor also looks like a handsomer Nathan Fielder.
Oh,
and Nathan Fielder is her crush, so her celebrity crush.
Yeah,
that works.
He's like a much more socially checked in, kind of like handsome, with the same salt and pepper hair as Nathan Fielder.
He's still pretty kind of like chill though, like in that same way, like kind of like,
Yeah.
And
he's a bit standoffish, but cute.
Yeah. You're in the West Coast.
Yeah, I'm in Victoria, so I'm like
in Victoria.
I'm really out west, which has been lovely. So I've been here since the pandemic, which is kind of crazy. But I come back to Toronto quite often. This is the longest stint I've
hit me up.
I know, I will. Well, this week I'm excited to like re-get to know you. I'm excited to meet your baby. I don't know if she'll come, but no pressure. But
she's probably not going to come to dinner.
Yeah, she can't come to dinner. She'd love a frosé or something.
Frosé, banana daiquiri is the thing that we're gonna get.
I would really like to see you guys.
Yeah. No, we're gonna do dinner. We're going to do dinner. Period. It's done. It's in the calendar. Friday night.
Friday?
Yeah.
Okay, I love this for us.
Okay, this is great. Let's do a little outro and then let's call this like an incredibly perfect podcast episode, shall we?
Great.
Sarah Gadon, thank you so much for coming. I feel like we could have talked more and more about your role as Gae, but just so you know, we have been rewatching Letterkenny for the first time and it's been so weird, but your performance, not shockingly, is genuinely so good. Like, I know you're laughing and it's like, but
I'm like, no, it's not.
It is though.
It's good.
Like you are really, you're just like such a captivating actor. You're obviously so talented and such a pro, but like, it's really cool seeing you in a role like this because it's so different, and just the way you showed up on set was really impressive and it translates so well. So I hope you'll go back and watch yourself in it because it's a pretty fun watch, and you in that clown costume is really special.
I mean, that clown costume and the dancing and the dancing.
The dancing. Yeah. It's beautiful to watch. So thank you so much for coming, and I can't wait to see you this week.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Thanks for having me on your podcast. I always felt like I got to be such a like a lucky tourist in the Letterkenny world, and I feel that way about this podcast. I'm like, I get to be invited into it.
Of course.
Well, so nice.
Please come back.
That you feel that way.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here.
We're shocked. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming and such a late night. I appreciate it.
Love you guys. Love you so much.
Love you so much. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.